Hello, wherever, whenever, and whoever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK. Welcome back to the Humblewood, and to the classrooms, dormitories, and laboratories of the Avium, the School of Arcane Learning and Research on the eastern reaches of the vast forest known as the Humblewood, as we rejoin most of our adventurers for their continued investigations into how to combat the menace that is the aspect of fire rising up in the scorched grove, and also looking into some strange necromantic goings on here in the Avium itself. Artist coming in with inspiration from Muruk, thank you kindly. Much appreciated.
It is so appreciated, especially after last week and all of my wild searches.
So many wild searches.
Paging Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Paging Robin Hood.
So many wild searches.
They were such a legend last week. They had a bee in their bonnet about keeping the channel live and kicking last week. I tell you.
I still have one temporary hit point from something that happened during that. I don't remember what it was, but I got temporary hit points. Thank you, Muruk.
Yes, there was lots of druidic wild magic bouncing around all over the place. And actually, I'm gonna explain. That's why you were quiet last week, Astuto, as when your power went out, because you were just pondering the arcane mysteries that is a sword that purrs.
And why it won't purr for me? I don't understand. It's my sword and it won't purr for me. And I don't want to pet it because
I think it's the voice. It's got to be the voice.
I mean,
and my animal magnetism.
Both of those are just objectively true. So I mean, it's very possible. I can try to talk. All right, sword. If I talk real low, this is about as low as I can get.
That's what it's right.
Yeah.
So let us jump on in here and catch up with these fine adventurers. Last time we were here, as I said, they were doing their research into the Scorched Grove. They also heard of an interesting prophecy from one Professor Corvax Ravane, the divination professor, as he had repeatedly gotten the same divination over and over again from their various bone tossing and the like, which was, hang on, let me read that out for you again. Where is it? Here it is. A black heart lies among the white and grey, but in the dimness it is hard to say. Who is friend and who is foe? The master wheel, the monster woe.
Whoa.
Whoa. And Thistlesnoot, having a little divine intervention from Huth, maybe, had a little snoop around the archives and information on the faculty here in the Avium, and discovered that there is, as we already knew, a Professor Greyeska, Astuto's previous mentor, which would be the Grey. And they also discovered that the Professor of Necromancy is one Glinda Whiteskull, which would be the White, which left the Black Heart still unaccounted for. As they continued their researches into the Scorched Grove, elemental magic and all that nonsense, they had to fend off themselves to an extent, as their shadows elongated in the flickering magical brazier light and, detaching from their bodies, attacked them. They managed to defeat the creatures and found, in the aftermath, a necromantic spell scroll used and discarded nearby. Retreating forcibly, being retreated to the infirmary, Thistlesnoot and Astuto asked to at least take a short rest to thoroughly rid the corruption of the shadow's necromantic blight upon them. And whilst they did so, Kit went off through the halls to let the dean of the college, one Gabe Winsworth, know what was going on, around these hallowed halls. On their way to the dean's office, however, they overheard a very interesting conversation as they came across Professor Grayeska, Astuto's previous mentor, in a heated discussion with Astuto's grandfather, Brinley Mago. And we will interrupt this recap to briefly drop in on Astuto and Kit as you are walking out of the dean's office, having heard from him about some strange goings-on. A poor little figgery Figgins and his disturbing encounter with some creature, evidence of which you found outside his window, claw marks poorly concealed in the trunk of the outside of the tree, and fragments of bone, which you found to be bird bone.
Right? Look at the bones. So sorry.
No, absolutely. We've had that exact encounter in a one-shot roulette here when we had creator of Shadow Dark, Kelsey, the fabulous James Hake, writer of Dragon Heist, and who were the other players? I can't remember. Sorry, I got starstruck by Kelsey and James. Check out the VODs on the YouTube, everybody. We've had so many wonderful guests. But yes, they were in Theros and going up into the mountains of Theros. On their own little odyssey, they did come across a foul rabbit guardian of the cave mouth to the underworld. And there were lots...
Sharp, pointy teeth.
Mm-hmm. It's because James Hake's magic item from the Vault of Magic from Colbot Press was basically the Holy Handgrave of Antioch. Mm-hmm. So it just all ran from there. Anyway, yes, they also heard once more about Professor Ravaine's prophecy, which they had already encountered because they had talked to him previously, as they are also the subject of a different prophecy of his. And finally, they heard about a student complaining about odd behavior from the skeletal servitors that work around the campus, and discovered that student was none other than Astuto's friend, Clifford Suncrest. Now, leaving the dean's office and going out once more into the campus proper, Kit, you finally get a chance to talk to Astuto. And...
Mom, purr.
Swooping in.
You were just purring a little bit.
Hey, Astuto.
Hey,
Small thing. Well, actually, maybe a huge thing, but I'm not entirely sure yet. You knew how your dad was tight with Professor Grayeska, right?
Did I know?
I don't know.
You... Yeah, I think you... I think Professor Grayeska, that's one of the reasons that you and Grayeska had a bond. There was a connection there. Yeah.
I think that was the assumption that Kit made, but I don't know if it's accurate. So if it's not,
well, guess what? It is. Yeah, like I knew they knew each other.
Oh no, I mean like they used to be like tight, like really good friends, and then also they were also really good friends with White Skull and Ebonheart. They were like a group. They all knew each other.
The others haven't heard about Ebonheart yet.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry. No, but...
I'm telling them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're outside, right?
Yes.
We're outside the dean's. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, maybe I knew, but like I hadn't thought about it in a while. I kind of tried not to think about all the stuff that was happening here because, you know, tradition, and I'm supposed to be here because everybody else was. Okay.
Yeah, it just kind of seems kind of important because, you know, we're trying to track down, you know. Well, I don't know if you're picking up what I'm picking up on. I just think that maybe it might be worthwhile if we're gonna be swinging by, what's her name? Glenda White Skull, the necromancer, a necromantic in theory professor.
Yes, theoretical necromancy.
Theoretical or whatever.
Yeah, she is a professor. Yeah, she's totally a professor. She's not in theory a professor. She is a professor of the theory of necromancy. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay, so wait.
I just thought you should know going in that she was tight with your dad, and they were all tight with. I know tight it's a word that we use in the carnival for being friends with.
Okay, I was kind of picking up the gist of it from
Tight,
context
like
clues and everything.
close,
Yeah.
close, tight. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. All right, yeah. Do you think? Wait. So you're saying Gray Esker and White Skull, and who was the other one?
Ebenhart. Oddwald Ebenhart.
So wait,
Blackheart.
like I was about to say, so like
Blackheart.
3 things in the prophecy that were supposed to
Yeah,
be.
so you're picking it up. Yep.
Okay. What do you think my dad has anything to do with it?
I was kind of hoping that you would tell me.
Wait. Maybe your dad's the monster.
I mean,
Is your dad the monster?
I hope not. It's my grandfather that's the monster.
Oh,
Don't let
that
my
could be it.
grandmother.
Kind of terrible. I did trip him as he went on his way, though, so you're welcome.
Thank you. Don't let my grandmother hear know that I said that. That's.
I would.
I mean, DM.
Yes.
Do I remember any specific stories about my father from his trapezing around with these 3 that come to mind when I'm thinking about, what Kid is talking about? Like, does anything, when I think back to, like, did he tell any stories about what they were all up to or anything like that? Or was he kind of tight-lipped?
I think... Give me a history check, see if you can recall something.
Okay. It's an 18.
Very nice. You've heard from Grayeska that they were friends, but Grayeska didn't talk about Glinda and Ebenhart very much. But you do remember one time. Well, actually, let me let you decide here. Excuse me. Did you ever? I know you couldn't talk to your grandparents about wanting to leave the avium, but did you ever talk to your parents about it?
Vaguely. I think, as far as I know, they were pretty much not in line with what my grandfather wanted, but were going to be as much. You should finish up to appease him. And so I think Astuda probably dropped some hints about, I don't know if this is really what I want to do. And they were very much supportive, but also you should go do the thing. So, but I think when he left the Avum, the only people who knew that he was leaving were Clifford and Grasker, and that's it. Because he was convinced if anybody from the family found out that they would hunt him down and drag him back.
Wow,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you'd kind of like suppress this a bit, but I think you remember at the mention of Oddwald Ebenhart's name, like just briefly overhearing an argument between your mother and father after you talked, and they said that you should finish to follow, appease the family tradition. Your father was actually angry at your mother about that and was worried, and you remember him saying he was worried you would end up like Oddwald.
Interesting. Okay. I'll look at Kit and say, okay, so I don't...
And I just want to say thank you, Lauren. Because the fact that I can say that, that connection there is a genuine connection that you could potentially have ended up like Oddwald, which is because of your backstory, and the lore for Oddwald is very similar.
Really?
It's hilarious.
I had no idea.
Sorry,
well, I guess we've just been told, right? If they think I'm gonna end up like him, then I guess that's not spoilers. That's current events. Okay.
Perhaps putting it into more focus than I meant to.
Yeah. All right. I don't know Ebenhart except I remember hearing about conversations. My parents were always like, "Hey, just go and finish school, and then go do your own thing." Like, they really wanted me to just finish school to make grandfather happy, and then figured I could go off and do my own thing, and I couldn't. But they were really worried I was gonna end up like Oddwald Ebenhardt, but I don't know. Like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, what happened to him?
Well, I mean, he is probably maybe not dead, but I think maybe what they're referring to is the fact that Ebenhardt was expelled. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Tim's face is great.
Cat. I'm sorry, I have a cat. Was expelled. And it's so don't panic. It's probably fine.
You do realize that when you start off a sentence with "don't panic," that doesn't actually help with not the panic, right?
I was trying to warn you that maybe I realize now, yeah, in retrospect. He was expelled. Yeah, no.
After you.
Okay. He was expelled for was it stealing books or was it just looking into?
You never found out. You didn't. I don't think.
Okay.
Because you're angry that the dean didn't know the details.
That's right. Yeah. What was that? Oh well, I don't know exactly. Well, I have a suspicion, but certain adults here do not have access to certain parts of information that they should have access to. But I think that he was expelled for looking into perhaps forbidden magics about necromancy and or conjuration.
You think?
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was just going to say before is, Lauren, if you'd like to, we could say why you weren't with them with Figgery, because they went to talk to Figgery.
Yeah.
After this moment, we could say that you immediately wanted to ask Grayscrew about this.
I'm okay with that, but Lauren knows that Astuto was there to offer detect magic services, so is that going to break the timeline? Lauren might have gone back and watched the half hour that she missed in order to try to not, because you know what? If I couldn't be there, I might as well watch it.
Thank you.
So, but we could say that, afterwards, I definitely want to go talk to Grasker.
Yeah, let's say you're processing this, and you decide to talk to Grasker in the morning.
Okay. Kit, okay, so expelled. I mean, I expelled myself.
Yeah,
so...
that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not exactly the same thing.
No, like, I chose to go. They didn't force me to go. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I told more people, they would have tried to force me to stay. But,
I mean, have you ever looked into conjuration and/or necromancy in a forbidden way?
No, absolutely not.
I don't see how you could turn out like it. It should be fine.
I mean, was the fear more than just like not being at the school and like looking into forbidden stuff? I wasn't looking at anything forbidden. I was looking into, and I pull out my sword. I was looking at this. I was looking into.
Some students walking by.
Oh, calm down! I'm not pointing it at you. I'm like holding it upright. Sheesh, that's jumpy. No, the stuff that I was looking into wasn't forbidden. It was just, why are you studying the sword when you could be studying magic, kind of thing. There was nobody around here who could teach going out into the wilderness. If I had a choice, I would have gone and studied wherever Maruk studied. But you seem to know a lot of the stuff that I wanted to know. But no, I wasn't ever interested in like necromancy.
I will say, the vibe you got for the hope they don't end up like Oddwald was very different between the grandfather and the father's worry. Like, the father's was out of concern. The grandfather's was out of, like, fear of disgrace to the family.
Yeah.
So it sounds
I'm
like...
less concerned about his concern.
Yeah, and he said that the Ebenhardt family is one of the oldest in Alderhut, like, from its founding days, like, one of the richest families in Alderhut. Right. And he said he didn't want Astuto to to be another oddball, as he charmingly
Yeah, I'm
nicknamed
not
him.
saying that because it sounded like a slur. So
it sounds like we
it's-
need to find
it's
out what happened.
Yeah, well, I tried to find out exactly what happened. The dean doesn't know.
Okay, well, if we think we need to find out what happened because of the whole prophecy thing, the other prophecy, not our prophecy, but someone else's prophecy. The Blackheart lies with the white and the gray, but then this is hard to say who is friend and who is foe, the master will, the monster woe. Okay. Do we think
White
then...
skull, black, or ebon heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does that mean, like, we gotta go find Oddwald Ebonheart?
Well, I heard he's an adventurer now. Grayasker hasn't talked to him in like a million years, so maybe. I think that it'd probably be smarter to talk to White Skull first.
There's a lot on our plate. What do we want to grab first? Like,
I want to grab a nap.
Some
I want to go
Z's,
to
yeah.
bed. Yeah. It's freaking
Yeah.
bedtime. Bedtime's good.
bedtime.
And
then-
you all...
And then in the morning, go talk to Grayaska and talk to White Skull, and then kind of go from there, I guess? I mean, I don't know
guess
if
we should probably figure out this whole figgins thing.
Oh,
Sleep.
yeah.
Yep.
I was only
Sleeping.
kind of half paying attention to all that. Then we gotta go
Yeah.
talk to Clifford, too, because if we think, like, the skeletons had something to do with all of this, and Clifford noticed that the skeletons were acting weird, maybe he knows something?
We're connecting the dots.
I guess, but what does all this have to do with the big fiery thing?
Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? There's
All
lots
right.
of crime in this world.
You
That's true.
guys can keep talking. I'm gonna go sleep.
Oh,
It's
he's
also-
sleeping.
Astuto, Thistlesnoot's like, Astuto, if you want to be an adventurer, you have to become comfortable with the concept of side quests.
I'm comfortable with it. I just don't know if it is one. That's all. Like,
Hath
I don't
moves in
mind-
mysterious ways.
you know what? That's why I don't follow him, because I like to know where I'm going, and I've got a sword that I can just cut through wherever I need to go.
Each to their own.
Kath was a girl.
I mean, aren't gods? Can't they be whatever they want to be?
So can people.
Very, very
That's true.
strong they-them vibes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, with the whole moon
I can
thing.
appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Sleep, and then talk to all the professors, and then hopefully figure out where we want to go from there.
And you return to the dormitories, swing open the door, and there, on the bottom bunk, is a gnome presenting. A gnome presenting individual with an albino frog who
That's
looks
a
up
frog!
with a bright smile and says, "Ah, Kit, it was you. We hoped so."
Hi!
Scimitars.
And that
No.
is where we will jump into today's Humblewood Trial by Fire.
All right, so with my scimitars, I want to try to restrain them.
No! Which them? No!
Frog! Do the frog before it, like, leaps away again like it did the last time.
Well, that's what I mean. One on the scimitar on the frog, scimitar on
No. I will jump in between. Don't. This is just this is my friend. Are we friends?
Oh, I'd like to think so.
Oh, cool. This is my friend, Eliwick, 10. Just the most incredible, most amazing, just the most talented and bestest artist ever.
No.
Don't be humble. This is probably the place for it, actually. But no, don't be humble. This is my friends. This is Thistlesnoot and Astuto and Murik. Put the swords down, please.
Fine. Puts them away. Apologies. Sorry, white toad and unannounced visitor.
Yeah, we weren't expecting to see someone other than the four of us in this room, so
Can I just quote a line from Wild Beyond the Witch Site that I like? There is no stat block for Eliwick. It is not necessary, as she cannot be seriously harmed by the characters.
the hubris of writers, as soon as you say that, it's like, I would like to attack God. God doesn't have a stat block.
Sorry, excuse me.
Horrifying. That's horrifying.
Though I do have the Eliwick Tumbles from Magic card, so if we do need that, I can go get that.
That is beautiful.
That's fun. Don't attack my idol. I can't believe you're here. Why are you here? I thought I saw your frog earlier, but I wasn't entirely sure.
She gives the frog a little pat. There's get my token on the screen there. She gives the frog a little pat. She's like, well, yes, so we had to make sure we got the right person. It's complicated. We had to make sure we got the right kit, for starters.
The right kits. Are there more kits? Wait, that's not a question I want to know. More importantly, were you looking for me?
Your mother did a very good job of covering her tracks. Let's put it that way.
Wait, what?
What? What? Wait, I have
like metaphorical mother or
like
actual
so
mother?
Many
Oh no, biological.
Like my biological mom. Wait. My mom covered the tracks for me? Looking for me? Why?
It's at this point Astuto is going to make sure that we're all in the room and just slowly close the door.
No problem.
Like, all right, this private conversation.
She has this beautiful lute across her knees, Kit, as you've seen before, and it has has a mystically glowing card tucked in the fretboard up at the tuning end of things. Because Eliwick Tan is not a gnome, like her Magic the Gathering namesake is. She is a riffler. And rifflers are a new species introduced in the Book of Many Things, as they are considered potentially to have been brought into existence when the first ever Deck of Many Things was shuffled for the first time.
That's spicy. Do I know that?
No. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Do I know she's a riffler though?
I think people would assume she's a gnome because they for all intents, but they look exactly the same as gnomes. There's their proclivity for fate and turning up where decks of many things are, and interest in fated ones, as all of the Wackyverse adventurers are called, is very noted. Her grandfather is the principal quest giver and always has been in the Wackyverse.
That's cool. That's fun. So wait, do you know my mom?
Not directly. No. It is. I'm the bearer of bad news, Kit.
Oh.
And a present? It is
separately, or are they the same thing?
It's an inheritance.
Inheritance. Okay. Inheritance because my mom is dead.
We're not sure.
Oh.
Like we
okay.
said,
I was preparing myself for like the worst possible thing.
She set you up good and proper and made herself scarce out of necessity, mind you. It is one reason we've been looking for her, to be honest. the things that she was hiding you and herself from are no longer an issue. So we were hoping...
That's good.
Yes. Have you ever had interesting dreams?
Aren't all dreams interesting?
Well, to be fair, yes. But dreams of a place, vivid, with more clarity than they ought to. More like memories.
Maybe. I just recently, maybe possibly visited a place that has shown up in my dreams a little bit.
Did you ever see...
I mean, when I ate the wrong mushrooms, I had something like that.
Me too.
There are only certain folks that call them the wrong mushrooms. But now, you ought to know. Get ahead of myself. Did you ever see a sweeping hill with majestic weeping willows, taking a little walk?
That moves. Yes.
Did you ever see the tavern to match?
With the feet hands.
Little feet, yes, all of them, or hundreds and hundreds of the little fellas, all across the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Centipede feet hands.
No, they look like human feet. It's reasonably disturbing, but there's so many of them and they're so little. It's quite cute.
I don't know if that's a word I'd use, but yeah.
Well, the drinks and food make up for it. I've played there a couple of times myself. Never had the pleasure of meeting you, running around the table legs and chairs. But
Was that my house?
no, just somewhere that your family frequented before.
Before
things changed.
what?
Kit, you've
Yes?
often wondered about your home.
Yes.
I'm here to tell you, as I think some in this place have already started to suggest, you're from the Feywild. And whoever it was that realized that and created a connection between you and it is what allowed us... She pats the frog again. It's what allowed us to find you.
Oh.
The connection to your birthplace. The connection to the domain of delight known as Prismere. It's an accidentally lovely place.
Lots of places are.
True. But this was created by a right bitch. Hiding away from the consequences of centuries of misguided decisions. But it became a wonderful place and had its effect on her. She's still in charge. She has been released from her captivity as well. The same people that removed your problem returned her to power. There was a coven of hags, Kit. The Witchlight Coven.
Huh? The Witchlight Coven?
They used to go. They had a connection. They had a deal with the Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. They themselves were called the Hourglass Coven. Sorry, I got my wires crossed there.
Oh.
But they Did you ever wonder what happened to folks that came into the carnival with no tickets?
No.
Well, did you ever see a strange frog-like creature, unnatural speed, a little spooky girl with an oversized lollipop and a pig's face skin mask, lurking in the shadows?
Yes. Nobody believed me.
They were agents of the hags, and their deal with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light meant that they were able to punish those that were there without a ticket and whisk them away to Prismere.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait.
But that was why we were surprised that you'd been there. It was a dangerous place. That's why I didn't think to look for you there. I recognize you from the orchard. You're always up there in the boughs of the tree, watching.
Yes,
I
yes.
saw you.
I love your performances.
It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure to play. But no, it was a surprise to learn that you'd been there. So close. I guess your mother hoped that the journeys that you took, the jumping from place to place, would keep the Hourglass Coven guessing. Keep you out of their grasp and stop them from punishing you farther.
What happened? Punishing?
Yeah. Your father, his name was Agden. And you remember hearing that name in that strange lilting, like weird jovial song that you've heard on the air a couple of times? It's like he's mentioned in that song. It's a tragic story. He was always a rogue, a cad, a bit of a brigand, but he liked to steal from those that were a bit up themselves, misusing their riches, ill-gotten gains and the like, and passing it on to folks that needed it. So whilst I didn't agree with his methods, the goals were noble. There's a folk, a different place, far away, calls himself Robin Hood. He did a similar thing. And more recently, he's been gifting subs this way and that and everywhere. But anyway.
He's giving away sandwiches? What?
Oh, I assume so. Yeah, I never didn't look into it properly.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like an okay guy to me.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Hourglass Coven didn't want that. And they cracked down on your dad. And they had him under their squeeze, stealing from adventurers and poor folks that came through Prismere. And they tried to use you and Ymar to get control over him, but your mum was too fast for them. She whisked you away, spirited you away, if you like, hid you, almost in plain sight, in the carnival, and made herself scarce. It broke her heart. Know that. And if we find her, we will make sure she knows you're okay. And where you are if you want to be known.
Yes.
Okay?
I had a mom this whole time. I had a dad this whole time. I kind of already thought maybe they were I was hoping that it wasn't the truth, but I wasn't sure.
She jumps off the bed, very nimbly, and rests the loot gently on the covers. Comes over and like goes to take your hands, if you will.
Yeah.
She's just up to your waist, basically.
Yeah.
She's like, look, Kit, know that what they did was out of love. And to keep you safe from the Hourglass Coven. They had to hide you away and keep you separate from Ymar so that they wouldn't be able to find you. And they couldn't use either of you against your poor pa. He unfortunately came a cropper. Forced to do bad things for the hags. The ones that took care of the hags mistook him for part of the problem. It didn't help that he was a cocky shite.
I guess I had to get it from somewhere.
All I know is that with the hags gone, I was able to snag this. And she reaches into a small pouch that's way too small for what she pulls out, and she pulls out this folded, like coiled, blue, like kind of indigo blue coloured scarf. This was his, and I know he'd want you to have it.
So, just gonna throw this out there. Don't mean to be rude. Isn't there a thing about, the gifts and the Fae being kind of thing?
I'm not from the Feywild. You're right. And I don't think the rules of reciprocity are work between family members. I think you're okay.
Also, we're not in the Fae, so
Yeah. You'll be
Even
grand.
if this,
All right.
She turns to look at the frog. The frog's like,
even if this thing was cursed, I'd take it. I'd take off my scarf.
Okay.
So wait. But I mean, this sounds like it sounds like what you're saying is the hags that were the problem are gone, and so Kit, you can go back to being together with your ma.
Does anybody know where she is?
No.
Does she know
wait.
that the hags are gone?
No, whatever it was that happened here, in this place, that connected you to your roots in the Feywild, that's what allowed us to find you.
Grayeska.
It was I
Actually, think it was Maruk's.
Maruk's teacher.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Never mind.
I forget his name.
I'm looking it up right now because I should know because
So
it's the
Beerson.
reason. So Beerson.
Yeah.
Pearson. That's right.
Yeah. So Beerson, he did a magic thing.
Good job, DM, for remembering things. You're so
If I
good.
could give you an inspiration point,
Yeah.
There you
but
go.
good job.
Inspired.
Sorry,
Yeah. Marok's teacher. So Beerson. Remember he was.
Yeah, he made me glow and
Well,
made me realize.
remind me to go and say thank you. We've been looking for you for an awful long time.
Oh,
Despite
So-
our abilities, it's a very wide and wonderful place. this little part of the world we live in.
I have so many questions. I can't even ask them. There are too many.
I'm happy to answer. There's no secrets here.
Oh, okay. How do you get rid? Who got rid of the hags? Where'd they go? What's going on? Did somebody take over their territory? Did one of the hags devour one of the other hags? Are they trapped someplace? What's going to happen to their magic if they decided to leave? What happens at the carnival now that the hags aren't involved anymore?
Well, the carnival's under the control of Mr. Light and Mr. Witch. They are currently on the run from the carnival's previous owner, who, for all reports, is not enjoying her end of the deal. But that's between them, and not for me to
I
meddle in.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, did you not wonder why two Shadakai were running a carnival? It's not really
No.
their cup of tea, usually.
I'm gonna lean over to Brooke. What's a Shadakai?
I thought they were
I'm gonna
doing
go with
great.
it's something from someplace else. Maybe it's Faye.
Okay.
And I think you did. The Witchlight Carnival did once accidentally arrive in the Shadowfell and left immediately. Mr. Witcher was like, no,
We shouldn't
don't
be
let me
here.
go."
Well, there's no fun to be had here. Time to leave.
It's like when you get off of the exit at when you're on the throughway and you get off and you look around and you're like, nope, we're just getting right back on. There's not where we're stopping for gas. Nope.
Yeah, just above table stuff. Like Eliwick doesn't know this, I don't think. But yeah, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light were in charge of a different carnival, which is a domain of dread in Ravenloft, and a much more sinister version of things. And they switched with the owner of the Witchlight, and she is now the Dread Lord of that domain of dread. And,
Oh, good.
Not
Good
very happy
trade.
about it.
Good
Yes,
trade.
they got off the very good end of that deal, yeah. And they're loving the Witchlight Carnival instead.
So wait, if they're on the run from these other people, is that why they haven't come back to pick up Kit?
Yes, yeah, they don't go to the same place. You never went to the same place twice.
Well, but I mean, they left behind Kit, so they should come back at least one more time. right?
Or,
No, I mean,
or
I was
how?
kinda planning
But
on
how do we
wherever
then get
character we
Kit
go next.
to the carnival then?
I don't know. Do you know how?
In their defense, they probably thought Kit left. People leave the carnival at various stops.
I don't have anywhere else to go.
But, they thought you'd found a nice place. And to be honest, I think you might have.
Well, eventually, but when that happened, it was under attack by ember bats, and so they were fleeing. Like, it would be a bad time to decide to stay. It was kind of a whole chaos fire thing.
The Witchlight hands are a very fluid bunch. Coming and going all the time.
Expendable.
By the way, Kit,
Whoa. Yes.
Dana says hello. She's doing fine.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
Her
So
and
you've seen
her
them?
and her horsey friend.
You've seen them then?
Oh, right. We went by the carnival. It is a useful gateway. And a good place to get a toffee apple.
How do I get back?
Oh, to the carnival? Well, I think I'd have to take you there, but to the Feywilds.
I can't go now. I have things to do. But
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you. Now that we'd found you, and I wanted to let you know and think about it. You're welcome to go back to the carnival anytime, and to the Feywild as well. I believe there are gateways in this place. There's
There are?
there's an Evertree.
Yeah, the under the tree thing.
You went to the Everpool.
oh, I didn't realize that was a gateway.
Oh yeah, it's a portal
I
to
thought-
the Feywild. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's
I just-
why Astuto was so.
I thought that was just a vision.
Oh no,
Sorry,
no,
sorry,
no!
my
That's
bad.
why Astuto was like, "I'm not going anywhere until you tell Kit about this place because this gives Kit the option to leave if they want to." So
Yeah. So the Evertree will have a way to the Feywild, and I can take you to the carnival. But as you say, your life is your own, and your path is your own now. And if you're not ready, and she goes back into that same pouch, and she pulls out a plectrum, like a lute plectrum, with this beautiful kind of filigree markings on it that are similar to her instruments. Strum your instrument with this. Hang on, you're not one of those bards, are you? I mean your
No.
musical instrument.
No,
okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
The-
I mean, I can play
Sorry,
musical instruments.
There are so
of
many
course.
bards that were taking that the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yes, of course. No, that's
Ugh.
weird.
I know.
I'm a minor. No, he's not.
They're all out here
Brother.
they're all out there trying to seduce dragons and the like. You wouldn't believe it. Now,
oh, I thought you were talking about like other kinds of bards that don't play instruments, like the ones who like.
I
dance.
also thought you were talking about other types of parts that don't
I
play
mean, it's
instruments.
a very valid form of performance.
Right, or the painting ones are real cool. Or I saw one that did flags.
I've
Like, there's
seen
all
one that
kinds
could do cards. That's really cool.
of- Ooh, very cool.
Regardless, take your instrument, your musical instrument, and strum it with this, and I will know that you're ready.
Thank you.
Now, don't just be doing it for a chat.
No, I wouldn't do that. Maybe. Probably. This is really. Thank you so much. You brought me a lot of stuff. This is a lot. I do need to think about it, and also we have like a giant fire monster to deal with possibly. So who knows? I might die soon. But thank you.
Look, I think, like my grandfather always says, the lot of you are in the right place at the right time. I think you'll be fine. It's never set in
Another-
stone. She kind of pats the petrified trunk, tree trunk walls. Nothing's set
No,
in
but it's
stone.
apparently carved into a tree.
Oh, well, yes. Set in stone and carved in stone is not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thousand-yard stare as we all contemplate that.
Yeah. Are you going back to the carnival now, Kit? Do you want to like send a message or something?
I mean, well, I can't go back now. We have stuff to do. But I don't know, Eliwick, where are you going after this?
I'm not going to the carnival directly, but I can certainly swing by when I have the chance.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just
Would
tell
I have a
everybody
message
that-
from Madam Cloppington?
Yeah, Tell her I'm okay.
There is a centaur called Dana Cloppington,
Yes.
who's Kit's kind of
She's-
surrogate sister, like
Yeah,
big sister, well, actually mother figure.
Yeah. Big sister sounds right.
Is this
She
the
always
one
took
that's
care of
not technically actually a centaur, but
Mhm.
was like a elf turned into a half horse person?
Hags are messed up.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, Kit, if you'd like to give your character sheets a little refresh there, you now have Agdon's long scarf.
Yay!
What's it do?
Cool.
And a
I don't
cool
know.
pick.
I had to refresh it. Inventory.
Although it is slightly janky, apparently. Like it gives you 10 feet extra movement, but it changed your thing to 10 feet instead of adding 10 feet. So sorry about that.
Nope, that's not how any of this should work.
Whoa.
Make that 40 feet.
Whoa.
Is this- Was this a homebrew thing or is this a?
It is homebrew, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not D&D Beyond stuff messing up.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
you-
All right. Spill
your movement speed is increased by 10 feet, and you can now cast haste on yourself once a day.
Holy guacafreakamole.
Oh no.
Oh, I was joking about the curse. Lol.
No, it is actually cursed. So come down, get further down the line with that one.
That's funny. It's fine. I don't actually know it's cursed yet. It's already on. Too late.
I like the arts they added, just like a little kind of like Peter Rabbit looking scarf.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay. Ooh, exciting.
Well, having seen the Evertree here, that reminds me, there's one down in the courts of the Shadow Fae that I need to pay a visit to. So, I'm afraid I'm going to leave you to your rest.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to sleep after this.
Yeah. Hey, Kit.
Kiss right.
Ask your friend
Yes.
about if they know anything about the big giant fire thing that could be helpful.
Oh, yeah. Do you know anything about the big giant
You can
fire
ask me
thing in the
directly,
Scorched
Astuto.
Grove?
I
don't
mean,
think
I
I don't need
could,
the
but
translator.
no, but like your friend, their backstory.
We're
your
friends.
friend.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
friends.
fine. We're trying to fight a big giant aspect of fire.
We don't have
You
to
wouldn't
fight
happen to
it.
know anything about that.
I think at that point, like Maple kind of like emerges from you and like just like heavily like unevenly like floppers over, and she's like, "Oh, Maple, it's good to see you. Hey," and she gives it little scritches.
I start to eye the frog. I put one hand on the hilt of my sword and I'm just eyeing the frog like, don't you dare.
It's like slowly opens its mouth.
Slowly I'm drawing my sword.
And licks its eyeball.
I put my sword back. So yeah, big fire thing.
I have a confession to make. With all of my wanderings and places that I've been and come to, this is my first time in this part of the Beastlands.
Oh. That's cool.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah,
Except for,
I'll
things
visit
are on
again.
fire occasionally.
So,
That's a natural
Do you
course
know-
of things, isn't it?
More on purpose than natural. But yes.
well, do you know anything about elementals then?
Oh, a great deal. They're hot, wet, gusty, or rather solid.
Okay. Well, how do we stop / kill / get rid of the hot ones?
I've heard
Take into the fact the size of it is like a mountain.
I've heard that they have a strong connection to their, natural elements, so anything that would work against fire on a more extreme level should do the trick.
All right, big pot of water.
Got it.
Yep,
Gotcha.
pot of water.
All right.
That'll do it. At least you get yourself a cup of tea. Now, I'm off to go
Thank
mushroom
you.
picking.
Have fun.
Just don't pick the ones that are in a circle.
Why? What happens?
It's a fairy rink. Why would you steal their doorway? We don't steal your doorways.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. I mean, now it makes more sense. You know, if my doorway just looked like a really cool thing that you could pick and eat and perhaps not hallucinate, then I would understand if people picked my doorway.
Well, let's hope we don't find anything that has a fondness for the delicacy that is Vulpin doorways.
I mean, doors are the most dangerous creatures on the face of the universe,
I've
but
heard a lot of people have a lot of bother with them, yeah.
Yeah, doors. Kit, I'm sorry, I kind of got distracted with asking about the big aspect of fire. Was there anything else you wanted to do before your friend leaves?
Just you know, tell everybody I'm okay, and that it might be a while before I come back.
No problem. They'll be happy to hear that. And she grabs the lute and like spins it up into her arms with a little flourish, does this like beautiful strum on it, and her and the frog shrink down until they're like tiny, and they jump onto that card that was in the neck of the lute and ride it like a magic carpet around the room before disappearing in a little puff of emerald light.
They're so cool.
What was up with that card?
I don't know, but it was really shiny.
Yeah.
I think it was a flying card pet.
Oh, okay.
That's a good
I
one.
was just wondering if she had like a whole deck of them. I'd love one of those things.
Let's wait till we're near the end before we just destroy everything. I haven't dared yet in my history of DMing.
Lauren was terrified about the deck potentially showing up, partially because I've had that happen to my games multiple times, but also because there's gonna be no way I'm gonna stop a Studo from pulling a card if that ever happened. I'm just putting it out there.
I don't know if it's like a DM's Guild thing or something, but there's a cool adventure where like the cards have like manifested in the world, and you have to like go and put them like back in the cards. Like each different card is like a different.
Is it a domain of dread?
It might be actually.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Could certainly be.
Well, Kit, that's really cool that you got like good news about your family and everything.
Good news, bad news. Yeah.
Why bad news?
Well, you know, hold up the scarf like.
Oh. True. Is there anything we can do?
Well, I don't know. How am I supposed to feel about a family I don't remember?
I don't think there's a wrong way to do it.
Then, I guess there's no wrong way to be my friends about it.
I recommend you sleep on it if you can.
Is that just because you want to go to bed?
No.
I mean,
Insight.
I mean, Kit, you probably want to go to bed though, right? Like, we're tired.
Yeah, we're tired. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we should sleep on it. And I will compartmentalize and not think about this for the next 3 days.
Good luck with that.
That sounds very healthy. Absolutely. Super healthy. You do realize there's no therapists here in the Avon, right? Like, we gotta go all the way back to the big tree.
No, but there's
What's a
plenty of
therapist?
food, so.
Food is a good stopgap. We'll get you some cheese. It'll be great.
Okay, I like cheese.
Okay.
To bed.
Sleepy.
And sleep.
Go Betty bye.
Definitely one of the worst things about not being in England anymore. all the amazing cheese.
You can't get cheese?
There's
I mean,
very little cheese here in Japan now.
That's wild!
I mean, there's cheese, but not good cheese.
Wait, okay, first off, there's no such thing as bad cheese.
I mean, really good cheese.
No. Everything you're thinking of right now, it's not that it's bad cheese, it's that it's fake cheese.
No, there's bad cheese.
We will have to agree to disagree on that, my friend.
Don't know if I've
Limburger.
had enough cheese.
Oh, not this emeritus.
I like Limburger.
You're weird.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not saying that that's...
I've heard the
right
name,
on
but
that.
I don't know it well enough. Yeah. Okay, so
Limburger
anyway.
is known to be stinky. Also, we're going to sleep.
Oh, stinky cheese is good. Okay, so You you may all click the long rest button, and
Yay!
Kit, whilst doing so, you attune to your father's scarf.
Oh, great.
This is slightly toned down from the one in the adventure. Like, there's too much. Agdon Longscarf in Wild Beyond the Witchlight has 2 magic items, and it very expressly says the adventurers cannot have them. It's like,
Which is once again, like, if you're gonna put a character in the game, you gotta give him a stat block because we're gonna fight him. If they're gonna have magic items, we're gonna take them. Like that's just taunting the DM at that point.
I know, right? It's undue pressure.
I mean, even if I had known this thing is evil.
I'm going to slightly reflavor as it's written in the homebrew thing there, because someone else did that. I'm gonna say that you, yeah, it's actually it's gonna, well, yeah, when it kicks in, we'll see.
Sure, we'll see.
Spoilers.
That'll be fun. Yeah. I mean, Kit doesn't know. I don't need to know.
River
It's fine.
Song's book here. Yeah. Okay. So yes, the evening passes. A peaceful night. The occasional click-clack of a servitor skeleton going by in the corridor.
I locked the door.
I don't like that.
Not anymore. I don't think Astuto minded until we've now found out a few things, and now it's like I'm double locking the door. I'm learning the alarm spell.
Ohio, Ministry of you have a nice late evening's rest, and I think, yeah, kids, like no great detail or anything, but you kind of get vague like memories of like being chased through long grass that keeps changing color every time you brush against it by adult to your Agdon and your mother. I don't have a name for your mother. Please feel free to
Sure.
decide there. And you kind of being bounced on a knee, and like just little bits and bobs that come back to you with this connection that you've made through the scarf. And the next morning you wake up and grab yourself some grub at the main kind of eating hall with a bunch of students and faculty all coming in there and eating in the morning and heading off to classes, and the bustle of the avium life starts anew. And Glinda Whiteskull, Professor Grayesker.
Yeah, good question. Are we seeing
Clifford?
What's on the docket? What are we doing first?
Well, what was it specific?
Okay, so all right, we've got 4 people at least we have to go talk to.
I think this is 3, right?
Or 3, 4.
I thought it was Glinda Grayesker and Clifford.
Glinda, Clifford. They talk to the dean.
We'd like to try to talk to Ebonheart, but we don't know where they are, so that's probably what we're thinking about.
Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, so we've got research we have to do. We have people we have to go talk to. And then we also have to solve the problem that's going on around here. So...
And we still have to find out information about how to stop the big giant fire thing.
Right. So, which one first?
Well,
Maybe we should figure out the class schedule for things, and then we can visit the professors on their downtime. And in the meantime, we can do the research or talk to Clifford. In between that,
I think the only research you hadn't done was the enchantment kind of side of things.
enchantment.
Okay, so I want to talk to Grayesker to ask him about Ebonheart. We want to talk to Clifford about him seeing the skeletons acting weird.
Yes.
What did we actually want to talk to Whiteskull about besides the fact that we think they're part of a prophecy?
Weren't they also a group
about,
right?
Yeah.
Something?
About Ebonheart.
Where are you having this conversation?
In our room. Totally. Definitely.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
probably before we'd go venturing forth, we have to gather our party and decide what the heck we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
We also should maybe talk to her about the skeleton things. Bird skeletons just walking around doing skeleton things.
Or at the very least,
Soundscape was vibing with you there, Jess.
or at the very least, the fact that we found skeleton bird parts near where that Gerbine was attacked, right?
Right. Ooh, that would actually give us a reason to go visit the theoretical necromancy teacher.
That's
Yes.
White Skull, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
We
I've
can
got
kill two
bones.
birds with one stone.
We don't kill birds. We don't kill birds. They're
I know. That was just something. It's just to
If-
borrow from the freaking carnivore. I'm sorry.
If we kill can you kill a skeleton that's been risen back from the dead? Is that killing?
Okay,
No,
so there's like
it's
a
not
lot
alive anymore.
people talk about when it comes to undead creatures and whether they are actually alive when they're animated or not. I don't know anything about necromancy.
This is insane. No, it's just de-animating.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're just taking the vehicle for the magic to work away. Right.
So we're stealing. It's like
No.
carjacking.
What's a
Car?
car?
I feel like this
part-
is something.
part of
Is
the
that a
roller coaster.
witchlight
I'll
thing?
I'll explain. Yeah, no, it's the thing that goes up the Ferris wheel.
It's when you jump the queue at the roller coaster.
All right, so White Skull first.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By the way,
Food.
Fun
Need
fact.
food.
Fun fact: the roller coaster on the Witchlight Carnival map is the roller coaster from the D&D cartoon intro.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
spotted that.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Very good. Okay. So yeah, you're headed for Grayaska?
Oh, we're heading
I'm
for-
sorry.
Oh, Grayasker might be smarter. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say something that's completely off topic. So go ahead.
Please.
I mean,
I heard a joke once that the reason that roller coaster is in the Witchlight Carnival is because then that's how fake creatures like David Bowie get to the real world.
Nice.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Nothing to
Makes
do
sense.
with anything that we're doing. I'm sorry, Kit. I was thinking about really cool music. What did you say about Grayaska?
just that Grayasker might be smarter to talk to first, so that we have an idea of how we should talk to White Skull. I don't know if we want to tip her off about this sort of thing or not. Probably dangerous. I've been told I'm rude or something.
You're not rude. You're just very direct, and sometimes it's not a good idea at the time.
No.
I won't say you're
No.
rude.
You are blunt like a hammer.
Thank you.
I'm up for either. I do think of all the people we gotta go talk to, Grayaska is probably gonna be the most useful, and also I don't think we have to worry about him like not telling us stuff. So
I mean,
Okay. Let's go talk to the gray dude.
the gray dude.
to Professor Grayasker.
Merc's like still kind of nervous and twitchy just being around all this magic in here. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You head out to the floating terrarium that is the collection of interesting trees and flora from across various places and parts of Everden and the Beastlands in general, and heads towards the dome-like building in the center that is the museum of various ancient species. I think they have like a display of like from like pre-man to through Neanderthals, and it like the back becomes straighter, and it goes from that kind of evolutionary picture of humans that they have. I think you have like the bird folk or like equivalent of that.
I would love to see what the Mapak one looks like.
Right?
I think it starts big and it goes down. It gets smaller and smaller, cheekier and cheekier. And you managed to find Grayaska. He's in his office. Lots of ancient tomes and things scattered about, and a big bowl of tea, oolong from the smells of it.
Hmm.
He's like, "Oh, morning all.
Morning.
Kit?
Hi, Prof. I
Eavesdropping on
might
anybody
have-
today?
No, not yet. Anyway, it's
He's,
early.
he's smiling as he says it.
So now I don't know even where to stop because apparently a lot of the things I'm about to talk to you about are things that Kit was overhearing when eavesdropping.
It's okay.
Wasn't eavesdropping. I was just kind of,
Not wanting
there.
to interrupt.
and they didn't notice that I was there.
Well, Astuto, your grandfather is quite demanding of one's attention.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
nice
you don't
way
have.
of putting it.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me 3 times. So
That's why
we
your
told
father.
you about.
That's why your father summoned at our house so often.
So yeah, speaking of Dad, you've heard about this prophecy that's not the big one, but the other one that keeps coming up that
Oh, you're just gonna go out and tell him. I told him just to go visit the teacher, but
Yeah, but I feel like at this point, dancing around the subject isn't gonna help, except trying to find the specific notes that I need is gonna be hard. Where's Professor
behold the beautiful rare
Ravane?
scarlet.
There we go. Yeah. So, have you heard about the prophecy that Professor Ravane just can't get out of their brain?
The dean mentioned something, yes.
So we keep running into it, and then we keep running into like a bunch of people, or like metaphorically a bunch of people who might fit this prophecy, and also it might be getting in the way of us figuring out what's going on with the big mountain of fire, and there's just a lot going on. When's the last time you talked to Oddwall Ebonheart?
Oh, from the conversation yesterday.
Well, that too, but
It's been years and years. Your father and other friends were angry with him for what he did.
what did he do?
Scuttled himself.
You're gonna have to be more specific than that, because technically that's what I did too.
No, you just left. He didn't have the backbone to do that, so he engineered it so that he was thrown out instead.
What did he do to get thrown out?
He made it look like he was accessing things he shouldn't, looking into areas he shouldn't, leaving evidence and incriminating things in restricted libraries and such.
Well, whether or not he actually was looking into it, what was it that
He wasn't, I assure you.
it
Well-
wasn't. Oh, my theory's been disproven.
Well, I mean, what was he trying to make everybody think he was looking into?
Just things in the restricted section, and we all got in trouble for sticking up for him and saying it wasn't him. It doesn't look good when you insist that someone's being framed and then they say, no, it was me. Because he was to be thrown out. Last I heard, he was adventuring.
So it's not just because Kit was over here in your conversation from the other day. This goes back to that Ravane prophecy thing. And I mean,
You think? Oh, you think the black hearts? Part?
well, listen. So a black heart lies amongst the white and the gray, and I kind of just give him a very long look, like, huh? And we need to go talk to Professor White Skull about some of the
Glinda?
undead stuff going on. Yeah.
Glinda wouldn't hurt a fly.
here's the thing. We're trying to figure all of this out, and it's getting in the way of us figuring out the other thing. So it's very possible none of you would hurt a fly. It's a prophecy. It's weird.
Look. Oddwald found himself in a situation very similar to yours, Astuto. The Ebonhearts have a long line of arcane ability, and he was naturally gifted. The pressure on him to perform and deliver was intense. That's why your grandfather and I don't see eye to eye. That's why I helped you leave and kept your secret. For Oddwald's sake, in Oddwald's memory, and for your father's sake too, of course.
Okay.
He made mistakes. There was... He clearly doesn't want to talk about this, but he decides, you see the decision made across his face that you need to know. There was a death. Accidental.
But
there was a death.
Because of what he was pretending to be researching?
Yes.
Well, wait, how can someone die just because someone pretended to be doing something they shouldn't be doing?
I don't know. I don't know the details. It was sealed. We didn't even get to see Oddwald after it happened. It was all taken care of so... delicately.
Well, apparently Ravane doesn't think so because he can't see anything else besides this prophecy that keeps running through his brain. And we're pretty sure it involves you and White Skull and Ebonheart, and this is the only connection that we have is what happened back then.
If he was any risk to the avium again...
Well, what was he pretending to study?
He was looking into just forbidden things. Summoning rituals. Elemental things.
So summoning rituals for elementals.
And necromancy.
Okay.
He didn't think the servitors were the only use for necromancy. He had a big fight with Glinda about it, even during our studying days. She understood the interest and the fascination, but she's very against the animation, the summoning of anything beyond the tradition we have with the servitors. Whereas Oddwald always insisted that other things could be done. The elementals, undead could be summoned and worked with safely, but I don't know. I don't know if he summoned something or I don't know.
I'm gonna go out on a wild. I'm gonna make a wild guess here, because I left to go study the thing that I couldn't study while I was here, and it just so happened that it just involved a sword and doing cool things out with trees. If he left because he wanted to study summoning elementals and doing stuff with undead...
He left... He wanted to leave because of the pressure that was put on him by his family. Not just you did. But he ended up leaving out of shame for what he'd done accidentally. It's why he became an adventurer. He swore that he would make up for anything He left us a letter.
You know, I found that the people who make the biggest mistakes are the ones that are trying to fix things that have gone wrong.
Last I heard, he was adventuring with a strig, a knight, Riffin the Ash Knight.
Little one. Yeah. Yeah, we met. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't we meet that strig?
That is the strig you met, yes.
Yeah, no, it's we met. Yeah, like.
But he wasn't with Oddwald?
It wasn't with him. Yeah.
No.
And he was looking for him, he said.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Don't know.
It was a passing comment, but he did say he was looking for his
That's
adventuring
such a deep
buddy.
cut. Ah!
It was before any of that was on your radar, so it makes sense.
I've got like 12 bad feelings about all of this. You said he left a letter.
For your father, Glinda and I.
Do you still have it?
Still have it?
No, sorry. Your father took it, but it just apologized, laid out everything, insisted that it was an accident, that he was going to make everything right, atone.
I suddenly have some wild theories about him trying to bring someone back from the dead and instead bringing back an elemental and everything going real wrong. We need to go talk to White Skull and find out what exactly he wanted to do, because all this is lining up a little too weirdly, and also we got attacked by necromantic stuff the other day.
Yes,
Ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And that
Necromantic
seems...
ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
We, all of us professors heard, yes. But the heroes of the Elder Hut succeeded again.
Yay, but I would like to know why. I would like to know why. Why was there a trap left for us? Besides the fact that we were trying to figure out what's going on with the big giant thing, which means someone's trying to stop us with the big giant thing, which means someone could get into the really secure part of the library. And who better than someone who used to go here and sneak into the restricted part of the library?
Well, for my part, allow me to assure you that it's not, Glinda would never do anything like that.
No, I think it's Ebonheart.
But he couldn't skulk around the place unnoticed.
Well, someone is.
Look,
Listen, we should. Why don't you come with us? Let's go talk to Professor White Skull and compare notes and stuff, because I think we're missing a whole bunch of information here, and there's something else going on, and I just don't want to have to go talk to my grandfather. And if I try to go talk to my dad, I'm gonna have to talk to my grandfather. So let's go talk to Professor White Skull.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to do whatever I can. Oh, morning, Clifford.
Clifford!
Hey, hello.
Glad that you're feeling better. Hey, walk and talk with us. And I'm gonna just usher the two of them with my friends out the door. And we're gonna do an Aaron Sorkin walk and talk towards Professor White Skull.
Okay.
I'm gonna drag the two of them with me. And be like, Clifford, we had some questions about the weird things you were seeing about the servitors, and Professor Graska has some weird things that have been coming up, and let's just get everybody in the same room. I've read enough of those mystery books and where that's you're supposed to do that. Eventually just put everybody in the same room so they could talk things out and figure things out.
Clifford says, yeah, and then don't forget at the end, you're supposed to start walking away and then, and one more thing.
But that's only if I'm smart enough to figure out what's going on. I'm not. Come on. I'm just gonna.
You are. Don't
Appreciate the
say
Clifford
that.
art. Look how cute Clifford is.
Listen, you are adorable. I get that, absolutely. It's not going to stop me from pushing all of you towards Professor White Skull.
So what's up, Mr. Dog?
You know what?
I've barely seen you since you came back. Come on, I thought we were going to get to hang out.
I'm a little busy hanging out, trying to read books to figure out what's going on with the giant ball of fire.
You've changed.
Yes, I have. You know what? And it's not
You
all been
hated
good.
books. He's teasing you, but yeah.
I think Stuno gets it, but it's just so like wrapped up in what the heck is going on with all this stuff and everything. Like you could just see the tension headache building. to Professor Whiteskull, everybody in the room. I don't want to have to repeat myself a third time.
What did you want to talk about?
With Professor Whiteskull.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all at once. I see.
Yeah. Because I have a feeling one of them, we're going to ask one of them something, and then they're going to say something, and then the other one is going to be like, oh, but wait, there's more.
So do we, when we get them in the room, do we tie them to chairs? What do we do?
No, I think we
feels
just,
very interrogating.
I mean, that's because it is. No, I think we just need to ask all these questions with everybody there, so we're not having to bounce back and forth between everybody.
I have 50 feet of hemp rope, so.
That can be plan C.
What's plan B?
I don't know yet. Let me think of it.
I have some ideas.
Fine.
I think it's Maruk being very, very, very intimidating, and I think plan
I'm not
A
intimidating. I am convincing.
is... Porque no
In a
los
very
dos.
scary way.
Mm-hmm. I think plan A is we just get everybody in a room and we ask a couple of very pointed questions and see what everybody has to say.
Well, yeah, my mom always said you need to make eye contact and don't look away. It's rude, right? And you talk directly about what you want to talk about. And you don't break eye contact. Don't blink if you can help it.
You haven't dealt with people who find that disturbing in ways?
Nope.
They might be too afraid to tell you that they find it disturbing.
I mean, that's probably true. It's probably
Then
true.
They should communicate that.
That's easier said than done when you're being stared at by a very intimidating Maruk.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think if everybody's okay with it, I'm just gonna Columbo everybody into the room together with
Yeah, do it. Whoever this Columbo is, go for it.
Yeah.
Is that a spell?
It's one I'm working on. Yeah.
All right.
Kit gave me the idea just now. I think I can work on it. It's a later thing though. It's definitely a later thing.
Yeah. So, we're in the classroom, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the theoretical necromancy classroom is out in one of the outer spires because they don't like to have it in the main building. Although her office is in the main building, and you arrive just as a class is leaving, and they all look fairly spooked, and they're like whispering amongst each other. It's like, come past and come through, and we see Glinda. Let me grab. Where is she?
I mean, she is a good witch. I'm
She
sure
is.
she's going to arrive in a bubble and it'll be fine. I've been waiting to make that joke so long. I mean, Wicked is out and everything. Sorry.
It's okay. And she looks up into the little glasses perched on the beak. Long kind of grey robes, and the white feathers that give the name. And she looks up. Oh, Landon and friends. Are you? And she comes scurrying over. She comes scurrying over, but her head just stays level the whole time. Doesn't bob up and down. She goes, "Are you a mago?"
Yeah?
You have your father's bone structure.
I know I stole it from him.
I think you'd like it back.
That's a joke. I would have figured if there was anybody who would get that joke, it would be you.
Why would you joke about such things?
Because that's the only way that I can keep from screaming sometimes.
Goodness. My sympathies.
Okay, yeah, okay. Hey, so yes, Astudo, Maruk, Kit, we're here trying to figure out what's going on with the big giant fire creature that's trying to destroy the world.
Glinda! White Skull.
What?
Glinda White
Nice
Skull.
to meet you.
And you. And you.
Yes. We're gonna start with some really uncomfortable questions about Oddwald Ebenhart. You remember him?
Oh, poor Oddwald. Of course. He was our friend.
What?
Lyndon and I.
Mm-hmm.
And your father.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember specifically what he was trying to study in all of the really in the forbidden books when he got kicked out?
He was trying to. And she kind of looks at Lyndon, and he nods. It's kind of getting into the okay. It's not, yeah, it's okay, it's not secret. He was trying to get himself expelled. Looking into summoning dark, necromantic things, more devious, morbid than anything that is taught in these classrooms.
Okay.
Things that should remain still.
Wouldn't it be easier just to light this place on fire to get expelled?
Like pick a fight.
Have you ever tried to set fire to a rock?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
You just got to apply enough fire.
I don't think Oddwald had access to such magics. He walked a path adjacent to mine, similar in many ways, but ultimately divergent.
Yeah. So what was the accident that happened?
We don't know. Lyndon, didn't you tell them? Yes, of course. It was kept under wraps. We just know there was a death.
Who died?
A student.
Do you know who the student was? You just know it was a student.
I did not know them. They were not in our year. Wrong place at the wrong time, I fear. Oddwald would never do it on purpose. He told us so. I believe him. I believe him.
You know, I believe him too, but I also believe that people do really ridiculous things trying to do something good.
Why dig up this past? And why come with this large group that is not a class?
Okay, related question to that. I'm gonna answer your question, but first, have you heard about the Professor Ravane? He has a prophecy stuck in his brain.
I do not talk to anyone else. I talk at the students from time to time.
Okay, well then I'm gonna fast track this conversation so you don't even have to go talk to him. So Ravane's got a prophecy stuck in his brain that's been going on for a while that I'm gonna find in my notes.
Occupational hazard of the divination arts, I believe.
Yeah, but he's also one of the people that we really need to talk to about the big giant fireball that's trying to destroy everything. So, yeah. So he's got this prophecy that says a black heart lies among the white and the gray, but in the dimness it is hard to say who is friend and who is foe, the master will, the monster woe.
That sounds like words he would say.
Yeah, and then we got attacked by shadows, and then things kind of went downhill. And so we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Shadows?
And yeah, were you not aware of what happened in the books the other day?
I heard something.
Yeah, we had to fight our own shadows. It was horrible. One of us almost died. Some of us got a little beat up.
She brings up a monocle which glows with a kind of dark purple, like arcane energy. I sense necromancy lingering on all of you. And there, who has the bone fragments from the Jerbin's room, and she points at the pocket that they're in, or wherever you're keeping those.
Yeah, no, I've got them in a spare bag.
This kind of arcane, this kind of magic should not be here. It is not right. It's not good.
That we can agree on, but guess what? It was, and it attacked us, and we were able to defeat them, but ow. And so, like, in the process of trying to figure out who left that trap for us, because that was a trap, someone was trying to stop us from doing a thing. We heard, and at this point I'll kind of eye Clifford to like jump in whenever he can. We'd heard that there was like some strange things going on with the skeleton birds, the summoned birds. And so we went and talked to a Jerbine that I was absolutely there for and remember everything that happened because I absolutely was there. And that's when we found, and I'll point towards Maruk's pocket.
You ask Clifford what his report was?
Basically, I'm giving this information and then like looking at Clifford and looking at Maruk to jump on in with relevant information, essentially.
Yeah, Clifford says, yeah, I was finishing up some extra credit stuff. It was down in the potion labs. I was doing extra credit work for Professor Leechwood. Something strange happened. The servitors that were cleaning up the lab, they all just stopped, walked out of the lab, and went towards the crossing platform to the main tree. I was curious and a bit bored, so I followed them. Looks like they were headed to the lower library. I would have followed them down, but I don't have access.
And when did that happen?
Good question. What was that? And all of these things that Dean said have happened like within a few days.
Mm-hmm.
So I just filed a notice to the administration, and Glinda's like, that's very strange. They should
Rook,
not...
you got that look.
Morbid question. So the student who died, what did they do with the body?
And Grayeska says it was delivered back to their family, I assume.
Right.
Become a servitor.
But do we know that?
It would be very unusual, unheard of for anything else to happen.
Well, I mean, the only reason I ask is we only know it involves necromancy, and we know somebody died, and that's it. So, what if, right? Because we've got walking skeletons around here, and they're acting weird. So, what if something similar happened?
And Glenn's like, what do you mean acting weird? Why would they be acting weird? There's no reason for that. They are all just set to go about their one purpose.
In our investigations, they've said they've been acting odd and weird and whatnot, and then we found the bone fragments, and somebody said they got attacked. Nobody believed them, and then I investigated and found out, and look, there was actually scratches that somebody had tried to magically kind of erase, right? And then I picked these bone fragments up, and I just kind of like pull the bag out and be like, so.
She
Do you want to see them?
She says, those. She seems very happy to change the subject to the bone fragments instead. She's like, they carry a strong aura of necromancy, something dark and sinister.
What? I'm sorry to bring this back, but I was just curious. What exactly is the servant skeletons supposed to be doing, and who controls that? Just out of curiosity.
Cleaning, mending, carrying. They are given purpose and direction when I create them.
So you create them?
Don't know any reason why they would be acting up at all.
Can I insight?
roll an
that?
insight check?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't
I'm
even going to
gonna-
insight. I was just going to lean down to Stu and be like, "Hey, can you do that thing where you can look them in the eyes and see if they have like a sperm or something?"
You know what? Yeah, Kit, why don't you go ahead and do the insight? I will, as soon as Maruk says that, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. I'm not even gonna do it ritually. I'm just gonna pop it off.
Okay.
I rolled a 16,
Nice.
which is the best insight I think I've ever rolled in my life.
Glinda is lying about the the servitors, which I'm glad I managed to RP enough through you. Everyone's like,
I thought Jazz clocked him. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah,
I just looked up all your passive insights. Astuto, you when you do that, the bones that Maruk has are very necromantic, which you already knew, and there's little bits and bobs. There's a very strong glow from Kit's new scarf, and
I just make a mental note of that for later.
yeah. You also sense, and I'm happy you did this. You also sense a very strong source of necromancy from one of the bookshelves.
Okay.
but no spark from Glinda.
She's not sparked down.
Ooh.
And just in case there's no spark from anybody else in this room.
No, not that you see.
Okay, good.
Clifford's remnants, but nothing new.
This will stick with us.
And Thistle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is over there, just like practicing somersaults. It's like, wee.
Kids gonna put their hands on their hips. They're gonna say, "Why are you lying?"
All right, you see what I say about being a hammer?
To Glinda.
Yes, to Glinda.
Yeah. She's like, lying about what? What do you mean?
You just said that you don't have any idea why the skeleton people would have anything else that they're doing aside from the directions that you give them.
Exactly. And I meant it.
But I can tell you're lying. So either you know why they would be doing something other than what you're directed, or did you direct them to do that?
Please. I've had so many classes and so many people today coming and going. Lyndon, please. Sorry, Landon, please.
Wow.
I must ask you all to leave. I cannot help you anymore.
That's very suspicious.
I'm gonna
Kid starts marching towards her, just so you know. Just like, I think you are not lying. I don't think you're telling the truth at all. I think you're a lying liar who lies.
As you do that, and your temper flares,
Oh no.
the blue scarf reaches out and wraps around Glinda's throat.
Ah!
Oh.
Kid goes, huh?
What in the
Oh!
She's just like, whoa! It's like squawk.
Kit, I was gonna say your scarf is magic, but now it's murdering.
I did not do that. I didn't think I did that. I was just trying to.
Could you tell your scarf
wrapped
to not
around
murder?
the throat, or is it just kind of like? Is it actually choking them?
Yeah, no, it's just grabbed Glinda at the moment. It's not squeezing.
Can you calm down? Can you chill?
Can you get
Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
roll a wisdom saving throw?
Oh no.
You have a crystal.
Oh no, don't tell me that. I don't like that.
I mean, or yes.
14?
Okay.
Okay.
The scarf goes, limp and just drops back around your neck, and Glinda squawks and backs away. Please, there's nothing else I don't.
This is a lot of power.
Landon says, Astuto, this is gonna get everyone in trouble and not help us find anything.
Listen, we're already in trouble. We're already being attacked by all kinds of things. I trust Kit. If Kit is not happy, then I trust Kit. Also, And now, because we're already in trouble, I'm gonna go look over at the bookshelf where I got the very strong necromancy. Is it just a book of necromancy, or is the Necronomicon over there? What's going on?
There is a book tucked away amongst other books, out of sight, but only sensed by your detect magic. And when you remove it, you see it is a tome called the Necronomicon Ex Corvus.
You've got to be kidding me! No, all right, I'm sorry, I'm gone. Goodbye.
Tatu,
I was
Orata,
just joking
necktie.
about the. I was joking. I was making an Evil Dead reference.
We need to stop. We need to stop with the jokes. Okay, my scarf is cursed. The Necronomicon is over there. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to stop.
You're just manifesting all this stuff into the world.
I cannot believe
this is as written. I'm just reading it.
I'm.
There are things you have manifested into this game that were not in the module, but this is not one of them.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Nice. On Glinda.
Yeah.
She's very, very nervous but she's also disappointed that dismayed that this other thing has made her look suspicious in this case. Like, she does know something about the servitors, but it doesn't feel like it's related to what's happening.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry about my scarf, I guess. I didn't do that, but whatever. I'm sorry about my scarf. I just think that you know more than you're telling us.
And Professor Grayeska says, Glinda, please. We must find out what's happening. We do not want more accidents like Oswald's. May I ask for discretion?
I mean, I guess it depends on what you're about to say, but we can try. I'm over at the bookshelf, just like, I haven't actually taken it off the bookshelf. I'm just standing there, like, looking at it and looking at her and looking at it and looking at her.
She hasn't panicked that you've gone to that part of the bookshelf at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which you clock. Like, she hasn't reacted to you going over there. And she kind of looks a little crestfallen, pun intended. And she's like, look, I am responsible for the reanimation of the servitors of the campus, and I was using it for research. And Grayeska's like, what? What have you done, Glinda? Nothing untoward, just against the rules. I've been looking into practicing ways of bringing part of the character of the skeleton back as well, not merely animating dry bones. Imbuing them with more faculties. And
oh god, we need Thistlesnoot to be here.
but Grayeska's like, I understand your secrecy, but Glinda, at worst, that's a grey area as far as the avium's strictures are, as I understand. I just didn't want to risk anything, and if it is breaking the rules outright, I could have lost my tenure, my everything.
Okay, all right, okay. Couple questions. When you're doing this, you're trying to bring part of the person that was originally the skeleton back.
No. Sorry, yeah, John, I misspoke there a little bit. No, just giving them more awareness. More
Okay.
of their original faculties, senses.
So you're giving them more awareness.
So you're trying to make them smarter.
And so they're aware of what they're doing.
Capable of doing more things, being more useful to the avium was my intention.
And don't you think that maybe some of them would not be happy about being in indentured servitude forever?
I was not imbuing them with a soul.
Yeah, but if you're imbuing them with enough information about the things that they can do,
I had
and you
never gotten so far. I had never tried anything that advanced. It was just the mere... Nothing I could do would... Nothing I've tried would stop them in their work. Like
What
young Clifford
have you
said.
done?
I was just starting to look into imbuing them with heightened senses. I hadn't progressed beyond that. A greater awareness. The students laugh and guffaw about when one of them walks into something that wasn't normally there. I think they deserve a little dignity. The choice they've made to serve the avium, even in death. I just wanted to make them more understanding of their surroundings.
And when
It
did you
wouldn't
start doing
cause them-
this?
A month ago, maybe?
Does that line?
None of what
does
I've
that line
done
up?
should have them stop what they're doing and march off to another part of the avium.
Right, but you said you've never done this before and you were experimenting.
But
So, hypothetically, you're still experimenting. You can't say it shouldn't, right? You say,
it's... No, the magics I was using aren't strong enough to break the main programming, for want of a better word.
But
The
what if it's not?
guidelines.
What if it's not breaking anything, but with more awareness, they're making
And-
decisions to do things?
Kit with your detect
Well,
thoughts, which will still be up. She
Yeah.
100% believes this. Like her magic that she was using is not strong enough to break them from their routines.
Yeah.
She's
Weird.
nervous that someone else has messed with them.
who?
Because now she realizes, right? Because she just felt guilty because she didn't want to be busted for doing this. But the reason she felt frustrated before is because she's worried. It seems like someone else has messed with these servitors, which has thrown her into the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who else
so-
has access to this book?
Who else does?
What book?
Well, you said you were
Astuto.
experimenting from a book, right?
Just my own notes and the like.
Oh, you mean it's not this book? And I've now picked up the Necronomicon. I'm holding it up.
Kit,
down.
Kit, you read
It's-
you read strong confusion. She does not know why that's there. She does not recognize that.
Huh?
What do you got there, Studo?
I mean, I did the thing and where I detected who's got magic on them because you were worried about the thing with the eyes.
Mhm.
And nobody in here's got a spark, but
She
like,
brings up the monocle again, which seems to be weaker. You know, it's like very focused. It was just like focused on you before, and she comes like sprinting over again. That weird, like hot head stable. Like
If
yeah,
you've
like-
ever seen a chicken run, their head stays in place and their body moves.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's like have you seen that? Have you seen that guy? That guy that does the impression of the woman from The Incredibles.
no, that sounds incredible.
You know the little like clothes designer from The Incredibles.
Oh,
There's
yes.
a guy
Oh,
who dresses
okay.
up like her, and he does this like weird walk, like squatted down on his knees, and he just glides. It's really weird. It's like that basically. And actually, let me grab. So I'm just gonna pop Discord open again because we have a picture of this beautiful book.
No.
Okay, I will go back to Discord for the Necronomicon. Sure.
Can I just drop it on? Oh, I can.
This is
There you go. It's just,
so
on
earlier
stream.
we had the
Sorry,
deck of
Thomas.
many things, which Lauren was freaking out about, but Astuto would be like, "Oh, cool!" And now we've got the Necronomicon, which Lauren is freaking out about, but Astuto's like, "Well, this
Yeah,
is
it's
kind of cool."
It's on stream.
Oh, it's on stream.
Oh.
I realized I could just drop it on the overlay.
All right, give me a moment.
Oh dear Lord.
Okay, all right. It's not as evil as I was afraid of.
Burb version.
It's making me watch a commercial. Sorry, I can't see it yet.
Bye-bye. I'll keep it there.
It looks pretty freaking evil. I don't know.
I'm not
I mean, it's
saying,
named the
listen,
Necronomicon.
100%. It's super evil. I was expecting more viscera, so that's good.
Yeah, the one,
but yeah,
the one from the movies is nasty.
Yeah, right. All right, so yeah, she comes scuttling on over, and I'm holding this evil book. I'm holding this incredibly powerful necromantic book.
Professor Grayesker. Oh, I'm sorry. Where did it disappear? Come back.
And now I see it. Cool book.
I'm glad you see it. It just vanished on screen. It's possessed. It just disappeared.
That's
It's
a
like-
mind of its own.
Spooky book. That's really weird. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll just drop it again. That's very strange. I just tried to change where it was on the overlay, and it just disappeared. I didn't put it
Don't think
beneath
about
the
it.
picture.
Don't
The
think
book
about
is
it.
like, I am here, and I'm gonna stay here.
It just appears behind me in my camera shot. He was like, ah!
horrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm holding the book.
She's Grayesker. I think Grayesker like just comes over quickly, Astuto, and says, "Give that to me immediately."
Why? I don't.
Because if you're caught with it, you will no longer be welcome on these grounds.
Besides
Kid's kind of
being-
behind her, like.
I think he makes eye contact with Kit and is going to, but it's also having that moment of like, this is now more questions than answers, and it's super powerful. And so like you can see he's in the process of turning to give it to him, is gonna go, wait, do you know what this is?
There are several tomes like this on various subjects, but they are highly restricted material, only accessible to the faculty and not allowed to be removed.
Then why is it here?
I don't know. And he turns to Glinda and she's like, and Kit, I'm so glad you put the deck thoughts up. She has no idea why it's here. She's panicking. She's like, I don't know. It's, and she thinks
Maybe
about,
she's
she thinks
being
about
framed.
yeah, I was about to say exactly that. She thinks the servitors. Now this, someone is pointing feathers at me.
Okay,
Thank you.
this book, it was very good. Now, granted, I haven't opened it. I just know it's like there's necromancy all over it. Do one of the two of you know what this book is, besides just it's supposed to be down with the banned books?
It is a tome full of dark deeds and rites, terrible in the wrong hands, here only for the purpose of understanding those that would twist my interests to darker deeds.
So who has access to the where this usually is supposed to be? You said the teachers
The faculty, yes.
and
Us.
The librarian.
okay, so us, teachers, librarian,
You don't. No.
any okay,
We
not
have-
us.
Oh,
All
this-
right.
yeah.
So
Yeah, you have not.
what
There,
about
there are tomes that you were not allowed to see.
do you have any teachers' aides that potentially go grab things for you from there? Or, advanced students that are allowed to occasionally go in?
It's funny, I've heard that such aids are very useful, but nobody will take the position.
Do you have a
Say it,
student
say it.
that seems more than interested in necromancy beyond the theoretical? Like very, very involved.
No one has taken to it quite like I did in school.
All right. So with these bone
Oddworld
fragments,
and
could you maybe tell who did something to these, or are these just necromantic shards that you hand over?
Sorry, just got to a part in the module. It's like, if forced into combat, Professor Knightsey.
I haven't initiated combat yet.
I haven't either, although I'm looking at something that might.
I also.
She. Yes, sorry. Okay.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I also want to revisit who has the ability to command the servitor. Why can't I say this word? Servitors.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I say it slowly and it's fine, but when I try to use it in a sentence, it does not work. Who else can command them if not you?
It would have to be someone very adept at the necromantic arts.
Like someone who had this book?
I would not use such things. And
No,
she,
I'm not.
She opens the clasp and she opens it and she's like, these, and you can just see, these like macabre scrawlings and like unsettling like writings. Oh. And she just like she flung it open for emphasis of what she was saying, and she's like, oh goodness me, such vandalism.
Somebody's.
Let me
guess.
guess.
Let me guess.
4 pages.
And she flicks through several, it seems.
That's hilarious.
We were running
So-
into that in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the teacher for this class before you?
Humblewood name generator. Go.
And are they still around here?
Let's have a look here. Before I believe it was Estera Ruby Patch. Last I heard, retired to Alderhut, the Canopy district.
All right.
DM,
But I've been here for years. Yes.
I would like to try to do something weird.
Oh,
Because
no.
this is a
Is
really...
this the possible combat thing?
But
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Do it!
Murk, you still have that page you found in the library.
Oh. All right. Well, then I'll be like, oh, so is this one of the missing pages?
Right, you're going to put that, you check that out. And Astuto, what are you going to do at the same time?
I want to cast Identify on the Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Not because I don't... Like, obviously it is incredibly magical and it does necromancy. I know. But I'm wondering, and this isn't necessarily something I can technically do with Identify, but what I'm hoping is that I can get an idea of, like, this is a magical book that has had pages ripped out of it, which by all accounts, most magic items are very, very difficult, if not impossible, to
True.
alter, destroy. I want to try to see if I could figure out what happened.
Unless they're living or undead objects.
Well,
You
I'm scared.
what level spell is Identify?
Identify is a first level spell.
Okay. It immediately fails, and Grace goes, Astuto, no. Any connection with this would be dangerous to one
No.
unshielded and guarded.
Oh, but we need to figure out what's going on with these.
Ask Linda, she's right here.
She doesn't know what's going on either, and
She knows about this. If you were doing what I think you were doing.
well, okay, fine. Hey, Glinda,
Yes.
Can you figure out what happened with the book? This is a magic book. People shouldn't be able to just rip pages out of it.
And Maruk, yeah, you, at the same time, you're like, is this one of them? And it does match the jagged lines of one of the torn parts. And as you like check it, it like almost like magnetizes like into and like reforms into a proper page.
Well, that's got to be a magic book.
And
Was that
Glinda's like, yes, it is a legendary tome of dark necromancy, penned by the mad Corvum necromancer Lathrus of the Night's Call. One of a kind, containing terrible necromantic secrets.
And now a bunch of those pages have been ripped out.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good at all. Whoever you find who took these pages, and you will find who tampered with the servitors, I'm sure.
Wait. Can we borrow your monocle?
My monocle?
Well, you put it on and you told us we had, like, the necromancy on us, right?
It is a detect magic within a limited range.
Right, but what if we could use that, since some of us might not be able to do that, and look for people who also have the taint on them?
I thought everyone had a
Magic
taint.
does tell us what's.
No, sorry.
Wow.
Excuse me. The
Hold on, I have to walk that one off.
it's all it's all I have of my grandmother's. Promise me, terrifying creature, that you will treat it carefully.
I will try to guard this with my life or somebody else's.
Somebody else's life.
And she grudgingly gives it to you.
And I do this, I'm like, just to be in fair of exchange, I will give you something in return until I can return this to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hand her my mother's recipe book. This is the most precious thing I own. Same thing. Please guard this with your life.
She looks shrewdly at you. Gesture appreciated. And I will. Trust me.
Thank you.
No one will dare come close.
I believe you.
Can we flip through the book real quick and see how many pages have been ripped out?
Sorry, it doesn't say. A few,
but,
sorry. But
there
yeah.
are more than
Roll
one.
the dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems, like the books you discovered before certainly seemed to be just, research and finding information about this kind of thing. This seems to have been like the means to do it. Like this is a more practical tome, which is why it's kept, restricted.
And the page that Maruk had was the page that we found that essentially
The trap.
was the trap.
Yes. Yeah. So it was the ritual that created the shadows. Yeah.
Okay. Can I cast locate object and find some of these pages?
Ooh.
I'm so glad. I was gonna take that spell next.
I took it this morning because I was like, we
Cool.
might need to be looking for specific books.
Yeah, I like that. And now that you have the book and like the page, so you get a real vibe for it. Sorry, other stuff that Glinda would have said before in her defense. She's quote unquote simply researching ways to resurrect the dead at a lower cost of both materials and magical energy.
Okay,
so
trying to be
kind of
thrifty,
heightened senses and things there.
Do you really, really want a cheap undead though? I mean, do you really want to be skimping on the undead? I don't
You get what you
know.
paid for.
Exactly. Some things you just need to pay for.
Anyway, so could you read locate object for me?
Locate
Try to
object.
do it
Describe
justice,
or
yeah.
name. Yeah, describe or name an object that is familiar to you. So I guess what Astuto is describing or naming is ripped pages out of the
This
Necronomicon.
book, yeah.
You sense the direction of the object's location if that object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its motion. The spell can locate a specific object known to you if you have seen it up close, within 30 feet, at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
That's great. That's great because you could just say pages from this book.
Yeah, and so I'll get one, but assuming that there's more than one page out there, it'll be like I'll get a ping for the closest one, and then
Sure.
we'll go there, and then I'll get a ping for the next one, and it is concentration up to 10 minutes. So let's go on a page hunt.
Okay.
Genius.
I put the
They
monocle
call
in.
a pro gamer move.
I mean, you doing detect thoughts was super helpful, so I think teamwork makes the dream work.
Short is.
This is slightly more safer than me identifying the Necronomicon, so I'll take it.
It was really. My God, what are we
As soon as
doing?
you said identify Necronomicon, like most of me tensed up. I was like, no.
I know.
I'm deeply afraid of this book.
Every once in a while, though, Astuto has to remind everybody that he might be a Wanger, but he is the wizard part of the Ranger. who
It's basically the
sometimes
equivalent
wants
of the
to-
Book of
strong.
Vile Darkness. That's
I
kind of
know.
what the equivalent is like.
But
It's
this-
cool.
what-
It's a cool item, by the way. If
I mean,
Suto
all
was
evil
a
stuff
different kind of wizard, it would be a fun thing for them to have.
You could be an interesting type of Wanger.
I mean,
Okay. So you cast the spell. Here, or are you going to go back to the main trunk?
I think we start here and
Okay.
just go. I mean, it's 10 minutes, and if I gotta cast it a couple times, I feel like this is worth it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
Oh.
one moment.
sure.
All right, so I got an idea. All right,
Okay.
so how long is this going to last?
10 minutes.
Okay, so we need to be able to kind of like move quickly, right?
It'd be helpful depending on where it is. We got to get to within 1,000 feet, so it
Gotcha.
could be up, down, any direction.
All right, so you remember how we escaped the giant fiery thing, right?
Lots of
Yes,
running.
it was awesome.
And then somebody rode me and I carried somebody.
Yes, I got to.
What
ride
if we
you. It
do
was
that
freaking
again?
Fantastic.
Except that way I can move a lot quicker and you can give me directions.
I'm here for it. How about you, Kit?
Sounds good to me. How about you, Thistles?
It sounds like fun. And Grayesker says, Glinda, go back to your office. Stay there. I shall tell the dean what's happening. Agreed?
And what do we do with the book?
I will take it to the dean as evidence that something is happening.
Like we need any more evidence, but yeah, I mean that makes sense. All right, Maruk, do your thing.
He's like, well, wait until the stairs align, and you go out to the crossing deck, and you wait until one of the stair crossing points like rotates around and aligns with the spire, because this isn't one of the terraniums. This is just like a floating moat of rock with this beautiful kind of like ivory tower on it. And once it does, Astuto, you cast it, and it is in the main body of the tree and lower than you. So
Alright.
you swing up onto Maruk.
What do you
Kit's-
turn into?
I turn
what are
into a
you?
moorbounder.
Same as before.
Yeah.
Nice, eh?
The best. The best.
And Kit, your scarf kind of grows and crackles with static electricity. And what's your speed as a moorbounder, Maruk?
70 feet.
70. Okay. Kit, you can't
Keep up with that.
keep up with that, but you still go very fast. And going.
Quite fast now.
Yeah, you can't. Sorry, Maruk, you can't take everybody.
No, I can't.
Yeah, but Astuto
okay.
and
I'll keep
Astuto and Thistlesnoot I'll allow there. Yeah. And yeah, you go galloping off after that. And
I give directions.
yep, keeping you just there's like various like gasps and surprised students and like books go flying as like comical like
when I do transfer,
montage.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I make sure that the necklace I have that has our permission badges on it doesn't absorb into my body. I make sure it hangs from my neck.
Oh, good. That's good.
That's awesome.
Yes, good idea. The rumor about those statues is real.
Yep. that and my ring of featherfall. So
I love
I
it.
think you can do that, but I do. This is a good idea. Okay, so you go charging down through the spiraling stairs and ramps and open spaces of the campus, and lo and behold, it does take you towards the lower library. And just charging the whole way. I think you would give me an athletics check, Mark. Let's see if you make it within the 10 minutes, or if Astuto has to do a second casting.
okay. Well, let's see here. So it's a plus. Okay.
I believe in you.
Okay.
DC 10. You're
Huh?
big. You're a big Mormando, so it's only DC 10.
Right. You said athletics, right?
Please.
Sweet. I have advantage on that. All right.
Cool.
Get that, and then I gotta add the Okay, so I rolled that.
Cheers,
That says 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
That's
Okay.
more than 10.
Indeed.
That's more than 10.
So you definitely make it in time. So the detect magic is still active.
Locate object.
Look it up. Thank you. Just had that on the mind from before.
Yeah, all good.
Right.
I will
Yeah.
cast detect magic though when we get down there.
Thank
no
you,
problem.
because I can only concentrate on one of the two at a time.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
again.
I figured I would.
Kit's lit up like a Christmas tree in the library down here.
Yep.
the braziers of light and everything is all glowing. But your spell, Astuto, leads you all through the shelves and dark, shadowy corners of the library to a seeming dead end. But the located object is beyond the wall.
Okay.
Anything suspicious about the wall?
Give me an investigation
Is it-
check. Anyone that wants to?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Dropping back, Maruk?
Help me.
It's dirty
no.
20.
Thank God.
What's the duration on that without choosing to change?
If I think it's an hour for my wild shape, give me a second.
Okay. Sorry, what did you get, Kit?
No.
I
rolled a
rolled
two.
a no.
I think total was 5 or something like that.
Thistle Snoots -1. 2 minus 1 is 1.
Oh, no.
Ah, here we go.
Hey, I
That's
did
it.
better than Thistle Snoot.
I can stay in the beast shape for a number of hours equal to half my druid level.
Oh shit! Nice.
So
The
we're level 4, so I can stay in Moorbounder for 2 hours.
Nice.
Lit.
So just do investigation.
Yeah, I got a dirty 20 on my investigation,
Nice.
and yeah, I should be able to tell how far the object is from me.
Okay. Yeah, you're
So-
getting closer, but it's not immediately behind the wall.
Okay, but it's
That's-
very clear that there's something else going on here.
Yes, and still lower, which is weird because there's not supposed to be anything lower than the library.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just up against the wall, being like, "There's gotta be something going on."
Same
like
with,
a hidden
same with
compartment
me
or
and my
something.
cat form. I'm all like boom, 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 boom,
As-
boom, 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 boom,
As
boom, boom, boom,
Maruk
boom.
Tapping a rock
leaps up
furiously.
and puts their front paws on the wall that you pointed to, Astuto, would like to bring Maruk to that point. As he leaps up and starts looking as well, it pushes inwards, and a stone slab with Maruk's weight recedes into a groove and then slides to the side, revealing a secret path.
Ooh, I love these things.
You and your companions find yourselves in a small hallway, dimly lit by motes of magical light which float in slow, random patterns near the passageway's ceiling.
Thank God.
The hall before you continues downward into darkness. 20 feet ahead, and to your left, a door has been left ajar.
Should we be quiet?
How loud was the wall as it receded and moved?
There was a grating of stone on stone. Definitely.
Okay. So there's a hallway in front of us and a door to our left.
Indeed. You gonna go down to the door? Kit, you have to take magic up, right?
Yes.
I've still got the monocle.
And if it's within 10 minutes, I still locate object.
It is down this way, Astuto, and I think the 10 minutes runs out here.
Okay.
Having gone almost, you were like up on one of the spires, ran down through the entire campus, and got
That's
to
right.
here. Okay.
But
so
we would have to go past the door in order to continue down them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Are you gonna check the door? It's ajar.
I don't like that you keep asking us if we're gonna check the door.
I mean, if we gotta go past it, then yeah, Studo's gonna go up to the door.
I'm going to use my sense of smell to smell if something is afoot, or
With
if they're
advantage.
or a hand, or out of
Please do.
A paw.
All right, I'm guessing investigation.
Yes. Oh, perception.
All right.
But with advantage for is the Moorbounder got keen smell?
I actually don't think it does.
Oh, okay.
It's got standing leap and
I assume that's why
claws.
you were being so specific about how you smell.
No, but I mean I'm an animal form, so
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. All right, so just perception, not advantage, just perception. Okay, got it.
Straight up.
Do you have a crystal?
15.
A 15?
Yep.
Okay. You do not smell anything, so it sounds like the room's empty. Well, it smells like the room's empty. So.
Sounds like things.
So yeah, Muruk's just kind of gonna get your
smells
go.
like basil. So yeah, you go padding slowly along the corridor, and with your friends at your side and on your back, and peer through the ajar door. It seems to be some sort of old study room. And Astuto, give me a history check.
Or 16.
Okay. You remember there were rumors of extensions and other laboratories and classrooms that were going to be extended into the roots of the tree, but they were nothing more than rumors, you thought. And yeah, you peer through and you see a small stone room. Speaking of Robin Hood, thank you, Robin Hood.
We see Robin Hood. Robin Hood shows up. What?
Yeah.
Dad.
with his merry men. They're having a big party in there. Thank you so much, Robin Hood. We're just about to wrap up, so we will roll those at the start of next session, and have that fun thing set to kick off there. Thank you so much.
Oh boy.
For everything over the weekend as well. Thank you so much. So yeah, you see this small stone room. It smells musty and old, Murk. Bookshelves line the walls, though they are mainly empty. And there is a table against the right wall. A cushioned chair sits in the middle of the room. Most of the furniture is old, except for the chair, which appears to be a new addition. And there is a simple wooden door to the left.
Before I enter the room, I'm just gonna kind of do a quick look around.
Mm-hmm.
The chair is newer than everything else in the
Yes.
room. Do I see anything else that has been recently-ish disturbed?
There are disturbed parts of the dust in the room, so it has been
Okay.
used. Yes.
Ah.
By the way, the little floating motes of light followed you along the corridor, so it illuminates as you keep going.
I'm gonna look over at Muruk and Kit and go, the page is that way. Do we want to go check out what's over there first?
Seems fine to me.
No.
You're gonna check.
No.
The locate object was further down the corridor.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it sounds like we could go further down the corridor towards the page, or we could go into this room and there's another doorway
Mhm.
leading somewhere else. So
Yeah, it
that's
depends if
that's
you
what
wanna-
I'm asking. Is
Depends if
we
you want to
go-
leave that behind you or not.
well, I don't know.
No.
More bounders. Anybody have to speak with animals?
Rook,
Wait,
walk
we're
in the
speaking
direction you'd
as-
like to go.
Takes paw, points at the not down the hall but the door.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go over and check it out.
Go over and check it out.
Okay. You slowly open the door, and it seems to be a very narrow space beyond, like some sort of closet. And let me put my token on the page here. As you
Token
swing
on
the
the
door open and find the seemingly dead form of the real librarian, Morden Swiftgale.
Knew it.
Knew I fucking knew that bitch.
How old is the body?
As I
asked the
said,
best
seemingly dead. You leap forward, and you do realize that they are actually alive. There is a pulse, but it's incredibly slow. Give me an Arcana check, Astuto.
Sure. I ain't no healer, but I got a 24.
Nice. This is a kind of necromancy that keeps a creature in a state of suspended animation.
Stasis.
And it is a 4th level spell.
Oof. Oof. Yikes.
Does that Arcana check tell me how to get rid of it?
I mean, you could just dispel magic would work if it as cast against a 4th level spell.
Okay.
And
but I don't have
Kit,
dispel magic.
hanging
Spell magic is it?
hanging on the back of the
Yeah.
door, Kit, there is a crystal pendant.
Ooh. That looks shiny. Kind of like I want to take it.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence check.
No. Let's see. Intelligence? Oh, I'm not smart as I thought I would. Never mind. I stand corrected. That's a 5. Do I want to use my crystal here? Not really when I feel like we're about to fight.
If I do notice Kit reaching out to grab the necklace or grab the body or anything, I would definitely be like, bop. Like
Okay.
I do.
no.
I am
Rook-
going to try to grab it.
Maruk, with your monocle, it's very magical.
Yeah, so I was like, bop, 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 bop.
What?
You see auras of transmutation and illusion.
I take paw.
I also have detect magic up. I know.
Oh, sorry, it was from the library, so that would still be up. Yeah.
Shiny.
Has transmutation and illusion.
Why?
No.
It could kill me? That doesn't seem like deterrent. I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. As you do, I think the scarf's a kleptomaniac, so the scarf like it's all shiny as well. So the scarf grabs it.
Ah, good.
Like father, like daughter. and you do hear a male voice in your mind. Oh, I say, a very shiny little thing indeed. And the scarf animates the tassels on the magic carpet in Aladdin, and just puts it over your neck. And Astuto, Maruk, you see Kit shimmer and change into the librarian. And as they do, Maruk, with your eye patch on, I'm so glad we had these multiple sources. With your iPad, with the monocle on, Maruk, Kit does not give off any auras of magic at all.
Ooh!
So
I like it.
it seems that all of the detect magics and thing you had up in the library before did not reveal this when it was being used before.
There's a bird somewhere.
I'm the bird.
Okay, so I know we came down here for the page, but I feel like we found something way more important than the page. Can we bring the real librarian somewhere where someone has way more magic than I do?
That seems important, but
Rook's just gonna look at you like,
Also, guys, I don't know if this is important or not, but my scarf is talking to me in my brain.
Yeah, that's also important. That's
Secondary, I know, but I just wanted to let you know, just in case, like, it starts, like, taking over my brain. Also, hi, I'm still Kit.
okay. Good.
Muro
Can
can't
you-
stand any longer. Turns into just regular form. What the fuck do you mean it's talking to your head?
And we shall stop there.
Yeah, because I want to hear what Thistlesnoot has to say about your scarf talking to you in your head.
I was gonna stop on, and you find the real librarian, and Kit turns into the librarian and is like, oh, who the fuck is talking to you? There's the spot. There's the spot. Okay. So the plot unravels. We have discovered that whoever was posing as the librarian might be behind all of this. The missing pages are nearby. We have discovered their subterfuge here. The real Mordain has been discovered and rescued. You do think, Astuto, if time is pressing, you're worried about like something happening. They seem to have been here the whole time, so they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine, just like propped up here whilst you continue searching lower down.
To be honest, the idea is, and Astuto will say this, is like, it's less about whether they are physically, mentally fine, and more like bringing them back to someone who can dispel this magic so we can find more information is probably much quicker than us slinking through the hallways, but I will leave that up to the group to decide.
Let us figure out that next time. But thank you, everybody. So we shall
Scarf
return.
is evil.
Scarf. No. And we shall find out what's going on there next time. Hey, thank you, everybody. Next time we shall kick off with deciding whether to move forward or take the stasis librarian to the higher levels of the avium, and we shall be rolling and spinning the wheel for those 6 gifted subs. Thank you, Robin Hood. We shall see what that kicks off next time. Very excited for all of that. Thank you, dear players, as always, and for everyone joining us today in chat. Don't think we had any idle champions come swinging by today. Didn't seem to kick in at all. But an absolute pleasure to have you all here, regardless. Thank you very much. And we are going to head off raiding ourselves somewhere. So let's please stick around for that. But not before we figure out who these lovely people are. Kit, where can people see you around and about?
Oh, that's weird. I'm caught off guard. Wow. Hi, I'm Cinder Scoria, also known as Chaz. You can find me on the interwebs as Cinder Scoria, and click that link and it'll bring you to most of the links. I don't have Twitter anymore, so I should probably update it. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, I was like, I need to put my blue sky on mine. Okay, Muruk, you good self.
Well, I need to make a blue sky. All right, so hi, I'm Ludus Rex. You can find me in the link with the stuff that apparently I have. You can find me here every Tuesday, and you can find me doing some other stuff.
You've been seeing every time I tag you on Twitter, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I totally see that. Totally see it. I'm a total bird person. Anyway, yeah, you can see, let's see, QuestJunkies UK. You can see some stuff I've done over there. Head over there. They're amazing people. It's hilarious. Some of it's terrifying, but it's a good watch. So that's me.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, by any measure you care to employ, Astuto.
I'm Lauren Urban. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com because front pages of websites are way easier than everything else. Although I am on the Blue Sky, and that is pretty much the other place I am.
Yeah.
This week got a little weird because last week I didn't have power for most of the week, and this week is a holiday, and next week is PAX Unplugged. So my schedule is a little borked. But hey, if you happen to be around on Thursday and are either not celebrating a turkey holiday, or you've already celebrated the turkey holiday and want to just watch a fun stream and not have to think about all the tryptophan going through your veins, I will be on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel on Thursday, starting at 3 p.m. Pacific, where I'm going to continue my playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 as one of my other characters, Orkira. So if you'd like to see a gold dragonborn try to heal everybody and keep everybody alive, that's what's going on there. And then Friday, I mean, she tries. She really tries. Friday, I am on the Crit Hit Chronicles channel. We're playing through Shadows of Baldur's Gate, which is what happens after Baldur's Gate with a whole bunch of characters, where we're fighting a hag in a dream world. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure it's going to be great. So come by and watch.
Fantastic, thank you. And we are QuestJunkiesUK. We play lots of D&D and other TTRPGs. You can hum it over to the Discord here to get news of everything that's going on with us. And if you want to catch the VODs, you can see those over on YouTube there. Thank you so much, players. Lots and lots of fun investigating and unraveling of the various threads today. I'm very excited for this to escalate here towards the conclusion of our trial by fire. But yes, not just yet, but heading that in that direction swiftly. But yes, thank you to everybody. I'm looking forward to having you all back again next time. And thank you everyone for joining us today. We will see you all again very, very soon. We'll be back on Friday for our sneak peek preview playthrough of CZRPG's Jacinta's Tyranny, and then at the other end of the weekend, as they continue to delve into the tomb of the 9 gods. They found the one place that you can long rest safely, so they're very happy at the moment. They managed to find the back lot area of the tomb where the tomb dwarfs and a certain withers busy themselves about their business. I looked it up online just to double check, and apparently the withers, that withers and that withers are not the same withers, but I'm going to make them the same one. So come and see how that turns out.
Which changes a lot about the withers that's at the Tomb of the 9 Gods. Whoa.
Indeed.
That is super cool. And also, whoa.
Yes, and I have my reasons. So come and see. I don't know if they'll find him on Monday, but I'm not sure if it depends if he's able to run away before they bust into his office. We shall see. But I'm looking forward, as I think they're all fairly decent fans of Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm sure they'll get a kick out of finding him. I'm not sure if they know he's in there or not. But big thank you, everyone. We'll be back here next week. Pleasure as always, and look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. But till then, stick around for the raid if you've got them. Let those phoenixes fly. And until next time, as we like to say around these parts, oyasumi nasai. Bye. Oyasumi.